All right. Hello, everyone. Let's see. I hope you can hear me. Sorry, I was supposed to go live at noon and I had an interruption. I was all set to go live. I was about to hit that button and good thing I didn't. I had someone interrupt me. So I just quickly changed the time to 1 o'clock. So hopefully that wasn't an inconvenience for you. It's Kiki Strickland, the matchmaker and dating coach at kikistrickland.com. And today I am going to be talking about online dating again, but this time for men. I already spoke to the ladies, or maybe I made it general, I don't remember now. But this one is specifically for men, tips for men. But ladies, you can listen in as well because you'll probably learn something, some tips as well. What I have found is that women think it's so much easier for men in general as far as dating, and that is not always the case. Men tell me the exact same things that you guys tell me, or I should say, as you ladies tell me about dating, about online dating, about everything. So the men don't quite have it as easy as we think. Just because there are more of us that are available does not mean that things go exactly smoothly for them. So, gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. If you have any single male friends that you know are struggling to find Miss Right, then pass this along. And as usual, and as always, if you need personal attention, if you need one-on-one help, I am available starting in November to take on new clients. So we can work together one-on-one if needed. And you can go to kikistrickland.com to find out more about the packages that I offer. I have an online dating package as well that might work for you. In fact, I'm doing this because one of the things that I do for my clients, if needed, is do their online dating for them. So what I'm going to be talking about today is from some examples that I'm getting from the guys who are contacting one of my female clients. I'm running her profile, I'm running her site, so I'm getting everything. I view all of the messages for her, I respond for her, and then I just tell her, hey, you're meeting this guy at 7 o'clock at Bar Louie, and here is what he said to you, and here's a little bit about him. So then she just has to go and meet him. So, yeah, that's something that dating coaches do for their clients, in case you didn't know that. So let's start. And my preferred site right now for my clients, I think I mentioned this in one of the other Facebook Lives, is Black People Meet. I am just happy with that site right now because there's so many men on there that my client is getting several hits a day, and that's allowing her to go out a lot. And I think I mentioned last time that she's been out on 4 dates and with 4 different people. And it wasn't until that 4th person that she finally liked one of them. And that's okay. That's just the process. It's not an easy process, but it should be a fun process. I think sometimes people are so stressed about dating, so fed up with dating, that it's taken all the fun out of it, and that should not be the case. Meeting people should be actually fun. So here are my tips for gentlemen. The first thing that I want to talk about is your screen name. So be careful with what you're calling yourself online. And I guess it depends on whether you're serious. Are you really looking for a wife, or are you just looking to play around? Because if you're just looking to play around and meet people casually, then I guess your screen name can be something crazy or something that I would consider inappropriate. And a woman who is looking for a husband or a man that she wants to get serious about, she's not going to take you seriously if you have one of those names that refer to sex or your stamina or something like that. That's just a no-no if you're looking for a serious relationship. She's not going to take you serious if your name is Stud Muffin, whatever. So be careful. It's great to choose a name, a profile name that is reflective of something that you really like. Like if you're, for example, if you're a Red Sox fan, you could be Red Sox fan 95, something like that. Something very basic, not controversial in any way, nothing about sex, but something that you like. I know there are jazz lovers out there, and you can include jazz in your name if so. Whatever it is you like should be a part of your screen name if you can't think of one. I know a lot of men, unlike women, men like to use their real name. They'll just say, hey, Jonas 1970. And that's okay if you're okay with people knowing your real name, which most of you are, unlike the females. We have to be a little bit safer. We have to make sure that we're not revealing too much information in our profiles because we're concerned about stalkers and we're concerned about men who might be a little crazy. And we know there's not a lot of you out there, fortunately, but for that one that maybe we don't want him to be able to find us so easily. So you don't have that problem, and that's a good thing, I hope. You don't really have too many female stalkers out there, right? Anyway, I digress. Okay, so one of the issues that I see when I'm reviewing the profiles of the men who have contacted one of my clients is they have not provided enough information. If you have not filled out any of the profile questions, she, meaning I don't have anything to go on. I have no knowledge about you. I cannot make a decision about whether you'd be a good fit for her or not because you have not said anything. So don't think that you can just take a selfie, throw it up there, not answer any of the questions, and you're going to be able to meet quality women, because that's not going to happen. The women that are serious about this process are not going to respond to you because you haven't said anything. They don't have anything to go by. If you don't have a picture, you're probably not getting any responses back. You might get a, hey, where's your photo? Which is what I do. If the guy sends a very nice note and he doesn't have a photo, I will immediately ask, without responding to anything else that he's asked, where's your photo? Because we want to know, why are you online, but we can't see who you are. We can't see what you look like. That's not fair. She has her photos up. She wants to see who you are. So the only caveat to that is if you're a celebrity or if you're in a highly visible career occupation, because I have had clients who felt like they could not go online because of their job. Most of the time that was bogus. They just felt like they didn't want their clients to see that they were online. But I did have a few that actually had a position where it was highly visible and people would recognize them right away. So in that case, maybe you wouldn't have a clear photo of yourself at the time that you started online dating, but that doesn't mean that you wouldn't be able to email your photo to someone that you met online. So if they respond and say, I can email you photos of myself, then I would continue with them. If they don't say anything about why they don't have a photo up, or if they can't email you photos of themselves, then move on. That's a no on them, because you want to be able to see who you're talking to. And there's usually never a good reason that they don't have photos up. So put your photos up, gentlemen. And let's talk about the photos really quick, because I don't want this to go on forever. And I can talk about dating for hours. Let's talk about your photos. You should have 5, 6, 7 clear photos, recent photos of just you, no children with you in the photos, no pets with you in the photos, nothing else with you in the photos. Photos of you, not of sunsets or places you've been without you in them. The photos should be clear photos of you. Yes, we like that you went to the Bahamas last year, but we don't want to see photos of the drinks that you had or photos of the yacht that you went on. We want to see you. And okay, so back to pets. So if you have a dog and you love your dog and you want to show that your dog is a big part of your life, that's fine. Have an action shot with you actually throwing a treat to your dog and your dog jumping up in the air to catch it. But you should still be in the photo. And yes, just have one of those. If you have to have one with your pet, just one. Okay. I see a lot of ladies with pictures of their cat, and so please don't do that. This is not about your cat. This is about them meeting you. All right, so 6 or 7 photos, not 29 photos. I saw one guy's profile and it had like 68 photos, and that just makes you look narcissistic. So 7 tops, and make sure there are a variety of different shots. We don't want the same shot just cropped in a different way. We want a close-up of you one day, and we want a different day with you wearing something different, a long shot so we can see your body type. I already pointed out maybe some action shots. If you like sports, definitely get some pictures of you playing your sport so we can see that. We're trying to get a snapshot of who you are in order to respond. So the more you have about yourself, and I'll go into specific things to say in a moment, but the more you have about yourself, the better it is for us to gauge, is this somebody that I would like to have a conversation with? Is this someone that I would put in the friend category? Is this someone that I can actually see myself with? We need information, not a whole lot of information, just a paragraph. And when I talk about what to say, I'll actually read a couple of paragraphs that some guys have up that I think are pretty good. So no other people in your photos, because we don't want to have to guess, is this him or is this him? Or who's this guy? Oh, he looks a lot better than him. So don't eliminate all of that, just you. Have a female help you pick out your photos. I know you guys aren't always the best gauge of great photos, so let a woman, it can be your sister, it can be one of your friends, somebody. I can also help you if you don't have any females that can help you. Don't post pics with your shirt off unless you're only looking for hookups. Again, we're not going to take the men who have their shirt off in photos seriously. We're going to think, okay, he's just looking for sex. He's not a professional guy. Obviously, he's just, we will put you in a certain box if you don't have your shirt on. I'm not going to take you seriously. They should be recent photos. I shouldn't even have to say this, but they should be recent photos of you. I have seen pictures where it looked like some were recent, and then the person posted some of them like 30 years ago, like they wanted the women to see what they used to look like. There's no need for that. What you look like at 30 is not the same as what you look like at 50. So we just want to see what you look like at 50. We don't need to see any pictures of you at 20 and 30. That's not necessary. That's something that you might share with your girlfriend after you become her boyfriend. Again, no location shots unless you're in them. Now, back to what you're saying, your profile should not have grammatical errors in it if you want an intelligent woman. So if you don't care about whether she's intelligent or not, then fine. Then don't worry about grammatical errors, punctuation, and all of that. But if you are actually a professional man who's looking for a woman of intelligence, then you need to proofread whatever you write, and you need to make sure that it's correct. And you don't want to use all lower caps. You don't want to miss periods and colons and commas. You want it to actually sound like you know how to write. And that's the nicest way I can put it. Again, if you don't care about what type of woman that you're meeting, then don't worry about all that. But most of you out there are telling me that you really are looking for Miss Right, and you do want someone who has a good head on her shoulder, and so she's looking for a guy who has a good head on his shoulder. And you guys don't care as much about grammar and punctuation and all of that, but we do. So if we get a message that's really like all slang, we're going to think that you're not very intelligent, and that's going to count against you. So proofread it, put it in Word and do a spell check on it first, and then copy and paste it back. Then it'll be correct. Or again, have a female look it over and say, you probably should say this instead of that. They can help you. Say a little bit about you. What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? Let me actually read you this example before I get into not having any negative statements about women in your profile. That doesn't go over well. Just like when women have negative statements about men in their profile, it usually turns you guys off. But you having something in your profile that says, if you're crazy, don't bother to contact me. Or if you have any drama, keep it moving. Those kind of negative statements, even though it's true, you don't want anybody with drama. And of course, you don't want anybody that's crazy. That's a given, though. You don't have to say that in your profile. It makes you come off a little rude and unkind, just in general. We don't know you. All we know is what we're reading and what you're saying. So if it sounds like you're one of those guys that's kind of like harsh towards women, then even though we're not crazy and even though we don't have drama going on, we're going to pass because you sound like a rude man. So just leave that out. You'll be able to see if she's crazy or if she has a lot of drama after one conversation. So there's no need to actually put that in your profile. It sounds rude and uncaring. All right, so this guy said, and he had his name as his profile, Kevin 44. So he's probably 44 years old. He said, I am very family oriented and I love spending time with friends. I respect everybody around me since I expect the same from them. Traveling to discover new places and cultures is something that I enjoy. That's perfect. That actually sounds like it was probably written by a woman. He probably has someone helping him, and that's okay. That sounds intelligent. It shows us what you're about, and we like that. Okay, so my client responded to him. Don't lie about anything in your profile, gentlemen. And I know you don't want women to have lied in their profile, and we don't want the same. We don't want you to lie about your height, your salary. Even if you're saying that your salary is lower than it really is, that's still a lie. And that's not going to go over well with the ladies when they find out that you lied. A lot of men lie about their age these days, which we think is really funny because why would you lie about that? It's so easy to confirm your age. We're going to find out. If you're 55, say so. Don't say you're 50. Or just leave it blank. If you feel like you need to lie about something, just don't mention it at all. If you have 5 children, don't say you have 2 children. Just leave that part blank and we'll find out when we talk to you. So please don't lie about anything. It's better to not have said anything about that thing than to have lied about it. Here's what we're usually looking for. We are usually looking to see what your religion is, if that's important to us, and it usually is to my clients. So that's the first thing I look at. We want to know, of course, your age. Some women are very concerned about height. So yes, they are looking at your height. Most women just want you to be taller than they are. So it may not be as big of a deal as you think it is. Whether you have children is something that we look at. Of course, your marital status and what you're looking for. If you say casual, we think that means you're just looking for hookups, not something serious. And so if we're looking for something serious, and we usually are, then we'll pass by your profile if you've just said casual. So if you are looking for a relationship or marriage or long-term commitment, mark that and we take you more seriously. Let me read you another example of a good profile. Now, again, sometimes the sites have a lot of questions, a lot of different sections. You may not know what to say in those. You don't have to fill it all out. As long as you have that first initial paragraph that tells us something about you, that gives us enough to go on. You have to at least have that. I've seen profiles where the guy didn't have anything and he's reaching out to my client and it's like, who are you? So at least have that paragraph. Now here's another paragraph example of a profile. And this guy, I liked his screen name. It's Game Changer 64. His paragraph, and he hadn't filled out everything, but he had that paragraph that lets me know enough. It says, hello, thank you for stopping by to check out my page. A little bit about myself. I am from Charlotte originally. I like to do all sorts of things in my free time, such as go out to dinner, movies, bowl, shoot pool, and ride my motorcycle, among other things. And he has the right punctuation. So he obviously probably put it in Word and did a spell check, grammar check, and made sure that it looked decent. I like to travel, meeting different people and trying different things. I am a laid back person and a very optimistic person. My cup is definitely half full. I think that I have a pretty good personality and a crazy sense of humor. I would like to meet someone with similar interests and someone who has a genuine desire to take the time to get to know me. Family is very important to me also. I will always be a daddy, brother, and granddaddy, among other family titles. I have been operating my own business for several years. I really like what I do. I am hoping to find you, my precious gem. So if you think that I'm the type of person that you might be interested in, please feel free to send me a message. I'm waiting on you. Perfect. I really liked Game Changer's message. And when he sent my client a little note, I responded back for her. So let's talk a little bit about how you send ladies messages, because we don't just want to get you're gorgeous. What are we supposed to say to that? All we can say is thank you. Take time to actually look at the woman's profile and see if she said anything that you can use. If she says she loves to go to the movies, when you reach out to her, say, hey, I came across your profile. I see you like movies. So do I. I like to go to action thrillers, or I like the rock movies. Just tell her something so that she can respond. She can ask you questions. You can ask her questions. Ask her what type of movies she likes if she hasn't said that. Then she knows you've looked at her profile. You're actually trying to get to know her. All we want to know is that the man is decent. He's not crazy. He has a brain, and he's interested in getting to know us. So if you reach out and say anything about something we've written, then we know that you've at least read our profile and that you are interested in having a conversation with us. And usually we will respond in the positive if we like your profile. Because we'll definitely go, if we get a message from a guy, we'll go and check his profile. We'll look at all the pictures. We'll look at what he said. And if we feel confident that he's at least worthy of a conversation, we'll respond. But we need something to respond to. If you just said hi, or if you just said you're cute, then we're like, okay, he doesn't say much. So try to think of something to open up the conversation with her. And I'll give you a few examples. Let's see. I saw one. Okay, so this one was a little over the top, but I did like it. So here's what he said. His name was Smooth Easy One, which is kind of, it kind of sounds like he's a player, Smooth Easy, but that's okay. I don't know that yet, so I'll just get to know more about him before I make that judgment. Unfortunately, a lot of women jump quickly into judging the guy prematurely, and I'm working with them on that, so hopefully that will stop. But here's what Smooth Easy One said. He said, hello there, ... Your pics, and he did say you are instead of the real word your, but that's okay. You can abbreviate and you can use text speak, just not too much. Your pics came across my page once again, and I gotta tell you how lovely I find you. Your face seemingly tells me of your sweetness, and for me, there's absolutely nothing more addicting than a sweet lady. Then he said his name. I'm Darrell. I've got to know more about you. Question is, will you allow us to get to know each other? If so, here's my number. And he put his phone number there. And then he says, by all means, please use it. That's it. Now, I love that because most of the time, what she's getting is the generic message. So on Black People Meet, you can select from, oh, it says login. Okay, let me log back in. Oh gosh, what's happened? Not logged in. Please continue. All right. Am I still?